Alright, so now I see what y'all be saying about the Pure Fusion Collective, PFC, whatever, No Pop Collective, Pure Insomnia Collective, Stuss This League, The Stud Line. And I'm gonna do my best and I'm gonna just, let off a few ideas of how they could fix this faction, because I believe that, they could be doing some pretty good work in the mid card at least, especially with the introduction of the, the IC Championship. I feel like, they could be doing a lot more in this new Netflix era, creating new stars. And the first problem is 2 out of the 3 members, being Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler, can't talk. They, you know what I'm saying? They're just, promos is not really their thing. It, hasn't been ever since they got to the main roster. Here is where you utilize the one that actually can talk, Sonya Deville, as mainly the manager, sometimes competitor to Zoe and Shayna. Because that's the only way I see this group or collective, whatever the fuck. That's the only way I see this working. And to really get people to care, you gotta let them talk. You gotta let them use their characters. Because the in-ring, everyone in the group is solid in there, I'd say, believe it or not. Sonya's an ex-MMA fighter. Did you know that? Oh yeah, and speaking of that, I think that was supposed to be their whole thing of why they all got together. All of them having backgrounds in mixed martial arts. Shayna, she was a submission machine in UFC. Sonya, Zoe did something, I think. But it's I don't care about that. I don't care about how good they are in ring. We know that. We've been seeing that for the past few weeks, and it's still not working. They can get it done, but it's just... It's the promo. It's the lack of consistent and meaningful booking. Because as for promos, now I know whenever Zoe is on the mic, my ass starts to itch and I start yawning out of nowhere. And whenever Shayna starts talking, I'm just waiting for Sasuke or Kakashi to hop up out of the villages. So leave it to Sonya, the one who got the chops, who can really talk. She can come out in matches and be the more assertive, kind of cocky manager to Zoe. Sorry, Samantha. Be the one who has to tame the beast or guide Shayna in her path and destroying the women's division, as she should be doing. I don't know what they've been doing with her for the past 5 years. I don't know what happened. Leave it to Sonya. Let her be the main attraction. The one in the group who's the leader, who has the chops on the MIC. Because in regards to promos, Zoe's still kind of green in it, still learning every day. Doesn't really get to talk on the mic every episode. Last time we heard Shayna talk was with her feud with Ronda. I'm pretty sure it was the last time we heard her ever speak. Meanwhile, Sonya literally had a whole run as general manager, abusing her power, being that heelish general manager. One of the first 2 ever, go that route. They had John Laurinaitis, but that nigga was just living his, actual truth out there. But yeah, even with her and that, and her mic abilities, literally talking during matches, she managed to get that whole Naomi program that she had on SmackDown. She managed to get the crowd behind Naomi and, get people to care. Let her cook, man. Let Sonya cook. Let her get raw with it. Let her do something with somebody. Give her something. I remember when she first returned and they were all in the background talking, Zoe, Shayna, and Sonya. This was supposed to be her big return, and they were supposed to take over the division somehow, be in a group, and we all thought she was just gonna be their manager, really shake up some, and it went nowhere. This was supposed to be the return of Sonya, and for her to do something of meaning on Raw. Don't let her friend, her counterpart Chelsea Green, don't let us look at this image and be like, ooh man, I spy with my little eye a Janetti looking. Don't do that. Sonya, she's got it. Let her hype up these 2 beasts in the ring. Give them more segments. And this is kind of where I want to establish, a sort of common goal. And, what we all see when we see these 3 women together and what we all really thought they clicked up for, and we're going to portray on TV. I want them, Sonya, to be bringing over the average beer drinking, beer belly, smelly, greasy, gooned out dude, gooned out, awkward, the typical male from the WWE audience. And then she brings into the ring or just, walks out into the audience and near the barricade to interview them one by one and ask them who are their favorite male and female superstars. Male and female superstars and why. For the male answer, he's obviously going to say Akira Tozawa, into a bunch of cheers because Akira Tozawa is awesome. And to answer his favorite female superstar on the, Raw roster, or just the whole roster in general, and when one of them say Scarlett or something, they say it's because she's hot, right? And they just tear into him, yell in his face, almost kick his ass, and talk about how hard women work, just as hard as the men. Times have changed, and look at us, we don't need no men. What have you all done? We're accomplished in MMA, or whatever, trying to reinforce that, and could really kick y'all ass and take your girls. and should it be used as and seen on screen for a quick pleasure? Like, what is this, 2009? And then like you can go on with this. You could just have Sonya in the ring with Shayna's by her side, also talking, giving their whole point of view on a situation, which is very similar by her side as she's reading tweets, as if you ever go on Twitter, if you ever go on Wrestling World CC and just go through the comments, it's just like the worst. Like I'm saying, I can feel my hand getting more oily as I'm scrolling through the damn comments. Like just like the worst shit. And they bash and they yell at the fans for encouraging stuff like this, being like this, enjoying content like this. And it's like when you give them this motive, like when you give them this type of promo to work with, like kind of to add on to this new era, like this TV 14, not really dependent on sponsors as much, a little bit of edgy TV. And it's like they're kind of not wrong for thinking this way or saying these things, and are really giving out a message that, all of us could get behind, which is very similar to, Right to Censor, that faction back in 2000, I think. Stevie Richards, Ivory, Val Venus. And it was crazy that they turned, his, kind of porn star character into this conservative motherfucker wearing a tie with the most annoying theme song ever. And they even turned out The Godfather, which was like insane at the time. He didn't like it, but it spoke to how over they were and how their message worked. I feel like they could go out and do what they did, but, just a little more subtle and a little more them, a little more modern. Playing up the whole feminism deal, just being like real conservative, like no nonsense, little makeup, and just going out there to handle business and do that scissors hand sign that they be doing that, like in the entrance. And right here is where I want to start to define, dynamics between the characters, and how I could see, this faction going in the coming months and years. And if we're going to use any dynamics in a fucking trio, we best use the analogy of the best trio in all of pro wrestling, The Shield. Think I'm wrong? Ask anybody. Shayna is Roman, right? She's like the big dog, but not the big dog, but she's a silent killer, the beast. Like, I don't know how to put it into words. Like, bro, Triple H, like, you booked her on NXT, bro. Like, how are you not seeing her and making her the killer you once did? Like, she was on the Survivor Series. She squashed everybody in that one chamber match, right? She was a demon in NXT. Not even that long ago, like 5 years ago. And I'm not trying to be that one IWC guy reliving the past. NXT Black and Gold was peak. But something like that now for Shayna, who's like just out there, just getting paid, I guess, would revitalize her dead in the water career. I mean, the longest reigning NXT Women's Champion, the whole tap snapper nap thing, how she would just like slow down a fast pace like match and really like break down the opponent, and like just like her sort of recent underground match with Lola was dope. Like even after that Bloodsport match, bro, she could have been more like a hard-hitting demon in the ring again. Like, what happened? I don't know. Maybe you can point it to the worst match ever she had with Ronda Rousey, and like just like Ronda not being here anymore to help get her over. Because I feel like the story or the promo, especially the promo they had right before the hype package, was really well executed. They're both really good in the ring, but like what the fuck was that bullshit? I feel like all that allure that Shayna had was killed. And really, you could take it back to Becky Hogan, who could have dropped the Raw Women's Championship at Mania, I think 36, right before she left to go ahead that baby. But I don't know, maybe it was the right call. I mean, it was COVID. No one gave a fuck about nothing. I wasn't watching. She's like the silent but deadly killer. We know what type of timing she's on. Will choke the life out of a bitch. And she could be the one where like if Sonya can't get it done because she's arguably the weakest one in ring, and if Zoe the technician can't do it, you gotta deal with the big dog. but now, like she's a beast, and she can still kill it in there now. I know she can. And she could have been on that wave up until now, a few title reigns in, and should be definitely always in the clutches of that IC championship. If anyone's gonna have a monopoly over that title, like I feel like it should always be her, because if you know, man. Like Black and Gold, man, it's peak, man. Fuck. Sonya Deville, obviously the mic worker, the manager, whatever, is the Dean Ambrose of the faction. The leader who does all the talking, because at least for like a year or two there, it felt like Dean was the only one who like knew how to talk and like show personality. Like I swear, like I'm not tripping, right? The heart and soul of it all, and who when you really think back on it, was really the only one who really stuck to the code of what the Shield was all about. But yeah, like I said, she's the face of that group. She's the hot one, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. That is really about that life and is really that two-finger demon. She brings them in with her looks and her allure, and we all know about her motives. We all know what she's all about. A superstar who's always been stuck in her ways. I think the first openly gay lesbian superstar, I mean, they like made that a whole thing for her. Whereas to Zoe Stark, the wild one, the wild card, I see her as the Seth Rollins of the group. You know, sort of high flyer. I think her knees are still pretty good. Very dependable, very fast, very innovative ring technician. But who's slowly coming out of her shell, you know, showing more personality and finding her own way. And if y'all don't know what I'm referencing, recently, like, there was a video that Zoe did with Maxine, where Maxine was dressing her up as a girl for the very first time, it seemed. And I don't know, like, I just got that feeling, like, I mean, she kind of, hey, okay. You know what I'm saying, though? Like, where'd she get those shoes? Maxine ain't bring those. I got the thought that, like, with this and, you know, her group, you know, in the video being very against it, this could be something that they could play out on TV, and, like, this could be something they could have fun with and, like, have different segments and have a program with Alpha Academy. And this could be something that Zoe can turn face off, because psst, I don't know if y'all know, but Zoe got a whole husband. My nigga, like, she not really about that life, right? But we don't know that shit. Like, I didn't even know that. Like, I had to do research. This could be something that could play out on TV and eventually lead to the breaking up, you know, the Seth Rollins chair to back heel turn, or face turn, I should say. Her face turning is just her turning straight. Of Zoe Stark, and, you know, get people to care about, you know, the amazing stuff she is doing in ring, and, you know, give her some more promo work, and, you know, Sonya, and just like, oh man, give me the pen, bro, give me the pen. But like, yeah, like, this could be something they could dive into. Like, they could feud with Maxine and others for how they present themselves, you know, like Maxine, who, you know, went viral for the, you know, the things she did on the apron in front of Ivar. And that's just like something that the stud line can't go for. Like, women in this company, like, what do you do? Why are you wearing that? Like, why are you wearing that? Like, why are you dressing like that? Why are you talking like this? Like, why are you emoting, twerking, like, slutting yourself out for, you know, these pigs and their fantasies? Bloodline does not approve. Shayna already be walking around on TikTok looking at all these damn thotties glam up and dance and sing on TikTok like a bunch of idiots. So, I mean, just like play out like what they do on TikTok and like on social media on TV. This could be their thing, and like this could be their main, you know, problem and program with anyone in the company who is objectifying themselves to, you know, get popular. Oh yeah, and like people like Sexy Red, and like, you know, when she came to the company and like did her thing, wouldn't it have been dope to see PFC come out sort of like Ethan did to interrupt that damn horrid concert that she was doing on NXT, and Sonya cooked her, as I know she can. And then, like, to the help of Sexy Red, you bring out Kaylani and Sol Ruka or something, you know, like females. You can make it like seem like, oh man, they about to fight. It's about to go down with Sexy Red and the stud line. I can't believe I'm saying that. And like this whole thing with the stud line, I mean with fucking goddamn Pure Fusion Collective, horrible name. Goddamn, man. This why I ain't working. The fucking name sucks. Anyway, look, the appeal to the group, like on the low, very subtly, I feel like sort of like Rhea, right? Who has captured the hearts of all the L and the LGBT with a simple entrance, a simple wink, a simple little face tat like that she be doing. She got it down. She got it going on. Where like, you know, she kind of plays into, you know, the whole mommy thing. Like, wasn't even on her own accord or like creative. Like, that was just, you know, comments of people comment MOMMY mommy like under her post, and, you know, her being with Dom, a Latina man. Like, you know, you want to put mommy in. The things she does, it's like really beyond wrestling. It's like the way she presents herself, the way she dresses, the things she does at live shows, the little emos she does. Like, bro, playing into that fan service that has arguably been a major part in making her one of the big megastars of this era, along with her just being that damn good. I feel like the PFC, you know, being a whole group of lesbians who, you know, they might be somebody's type. They could kind of have that, you know, on the low allure. But like even more since they're, you know, kind of playing into it with, you know, their whole hand signal, the two fingers, you're not fooling nobody, right? But yeah, like with their social media presence and stories, promos, like playing into that whole stud line, you know, meme that people have made. I feel like they should do that and just be that whole bunch of mean, badass, top ass, you know, bitches, like, you know what I'm saying? And they should establish that they're coming for the straps. And I don't mean titles. And I'm not saying you got to make it the whole thing, but, you know, a part of it. And on that note, I definitely feel like they need a look. I feel like a superstar. And definitely, factions should always have a look. Like, what I'm saying? Like, they need a thing, a tagline, a color associated with them, a piece of merch, something to be remembered by. Okay, check it out. The Samoan dudes and one white guy. Yep. Just one white guy. The amateur wrestling squad. Green spray paint funny old dudes. Purple emo goth guys. That's like now like black and gray for some reason. Man, kill this faction. The lesbians. I mean, come on. They need a certain way to present themselves and of like dressing and like doing something that they can only do and never fall out of. Obviously, they won't be spamming that goddamn Tiffany Stratton type beat gear that everyone does in NXT, since they have some decency. They ain't gonna be out here wearing 10 different wigs every episode with some type of quirky anime outfit like Zelina and looking like like someone Latina aunt or something like Raquel. You gotta get it together, I fuck with the jeans and t-shirts Zoe was rocking on a recent episode. So I feel like, something like that could work. Maybe like a half-shaven head, you know what I'm saying? That 2013 Bieber thing. The ultimate stud cut. Leather jackets or something. That could be their thing, like, fuck a oofalafa, man, you know what I'm saying? You getting this number 2 drop fade, my sis, my homie, my girl. But yeah, all jokes aside, and let's get serious. I feel like where they really missed the mark with this faction, and when they first debuted in the summer of this year, goddamn, it's really been like 6 months. I feel like where they really missed the mark on a major level is where when they first came out, when Sonya first started getting back in the ring, I feel like she kept racking up wins, or someone in this group, right? Because this new faction that you want the people to care about, right? I feel like they missed out on a major level. Is like where they could have had this little mini feud with Liv, right? After she captured the world championship, in her first couple months as champion. I feel like they missed the whole mark with Liv's reign, because Liv she's the MVP of this year. She really broke out, and none of us really expected it, right? I feel like they could have had a feud with Liv, especially when they first started clicking up. It would have been perfect to establish them, and you play into the whole them being lesbians and Dom apparently being this irresistible man of WWE. Bro, how this nigga roster is insane. And they're clowning Liv for crying on TV when he was yelling at her, and then going on to SummerSlam to forget about the whole like promo she did about like talking about how like he's a boy or something, and then just like fucking on TV right after that, clowning her and then clowning him. And Liv don't play about Dom. I mean, he's the whole reason why this is happening for her, right? She ain't going for that disrespect. So this could have been a mini program where that's really the conflict, and it don't even have to be that long. It could have been like a few matches, it could have been like in a few episodes, a match or two with each member. And I'm not saying they had to win. I mean, this is a new faction. You wanna get their names out there. You wanna establish them. I don't think they had to win, but let their presence be known. Like, yo, have they even had that promo yet where like they air out their motivations, goals, and grievances with everybody? Like, come on, like who are these people? Why are they a group? Give them some dubs against, lower level opponents to solidify their place as a dominant group. Tearing it up on the mid card. I think it's something that Liv would have been down with, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's something that she definitely would have been down for. Because if she knows how it feels to be a mid-carder, to, be clawing to get on a show and not have the crowd really care for you like when you're out there. Basically, that's what her career has been up until this year. And would gladly, have these matches and give out these opportunities to such and such and such. And I feel like that's what her whole reign should have been, but whatever. Batwoman just had to show up with that damn hockey mask and just... come up out of a damn skull fracture injury in 2 days. Fuck, bro. Like, let somebody be great, Rhea. That shit really killed her reign as champion. And I feel like, in retrospect, her whole reign has just been all about Rhea. And yeah, she broke out. She's a star or whatever now, but her reign amounted to nothing because it was all about one feud. It was all about Rhea. It's just, man. January 6th, man. Loser leaves Raw on me, bro. Fuck, man. God damn, bro. You can't stretch this to Mania. Anyway, I'm ranting, huh? But yeah, anyway, you know what I'm saying? Back on the greatest faction in the business. Whatever it is they do with PFC, whatever it is they do with the stud line, whatever it is they do with Studist League, whatever it is they do with Zoe, Shayna, and Sonya, whatever it is they do, they gotta do it and fast, because Cause I don't know how much patience motherfuckers who have now been with the company and, on the main show for a combined 15 years or so. I don't know if that's true, but sounds accurate, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how much longer they can wait, right? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to just see them on TV, just going through the motions, having these feuds, these segments, these matches with people that go nowhere and that no one will talk about in the coming years. Up until one of them just up and gets released and the rest of them continue to flounder down the card until they find something else useless to do. Like, bro, Fatal Influence is better than them. And that's just a watered down Toxic Attraction. Damage Control is shitting on them. And they just lost their curator. And the only one who spoke like fluent English that was still with them for like 6 months, up until she just came back. Truly, I don't think it's too late. You gotta establish a goal, an identity for them, a thing for them to do, Like, the feuds don't even need a title in them. Like, give them something to do. Like, they can't be another group of girls looking for the gold. I'm rooting for them because I see the vision. But do you?